how's everyone doing there tonight? This is Undead Nightmare 24 back with a video. Hope everyone's doing well out there and staying safe. This is going to be pretty much a horror review that I watched. It's an 80s horror film I watched earlier. I wanted to go over it with you guys, give you my thoughts and opinions on it. So, hope everyone enjoys this. Sit back, relax, enjoy the video, and let's get this started. My pick for a review for tonight is going to be 1986's Girls School Screamers. Or it's Girls School Screamers, and that's the slipcover from Vinegar Syndrome. There's the back art, and this is some pretty awesome art I'm going to show here. This is the Blu-ray release. I really dig that art right there. This is a 1986 kind of like supernatural horror film. It does have slasher elements in it as well. It's a trauma film, and I will get into more of the story towards the end of the video on that. So yeah, let's get into the plot of the film. It's basically about these you got like these Catholic school girls. They're kind of on the trying to be on the wild side. They all get elected to go to this pretty much this house, and I don't know if they're taking inventory on like artifacts in there. There's a lot of art in there and sculptures and stuff like that, paintings, and they're trying to sell the house. They have a doctor who's interested in buying the house, so they have to kind of impress him. So along with a nun, they all go to this house, and pretty much gonna stay there pretty much, I guess, the weekend. And they're gonna try to fix up the house and promote it and sell it and stuff. So they all get pretty much elected to do this through their Catholic school. And as they get there, they start to have fun. You notice they're drinking beer, they're doing this, they're talking about boys, typical stuff your high school girls would do. And on top of that, this has a premise you've seen a lot. They pretty much notice there's some odd about this house. There's a history with it. They play with a type of Ouija board thing put together. It's with like napkins, and it has like this wooden skull in the middle. It's pretty cool. And when they play with this, I guess they pretty much summon this spirit of a girl that's pretty much a identical resemblance to the final girl in this film, the main girl. And you see them pretty much, a spirit entity's in there. Is it one or more than one is the question. And it is pretty much haunting these girls. And it's your typical ghost story. It just starts like a ghost story. It does have a little like slow pace throughout it. And you have the nun who has a history, knows the history of this house, and she's pretty much doesn't want to be there. She knows like the evil. She's hesitant and all this. And as they start to unravel that, this evil entity pretty much starts to take over the house and pick these girls off one by one. And this is where it turns into like a pretty much a slasher film, because they're killed with like slasher elements throughout the film. You also have the history of the girl. I don't want to give away too many spoilers, but there's a history with the house, why the main girl is brought there, and you have your ghost story part in this film. So it pretty much leads like your typical 80s horror film, which I enjoy. It has cheese. You have a lot of 80s nostalgia. You have like some throwback Coca-Cola liter bottles and 7-Up. You have classic Budweiser cans. And it's just, that's what I love about these 80 films, is all that retro and nostalgic stuff in it. This film is, as I get to the end, towards the ending, I thought it could have been done a little bit better. It did leave me a little kind of disappointed, but I still did enjoy it. I thought more could have been added to that. But overall, that's what I'm going to talk about this film without giving spoilers. It's your ghost story mixed with the slasher elements inside a creepy old haunted house. You've seen it plenty of times, but it's still a lot of fun, man. I had fun with this. I'm going to get into what I saw. I did watch the documentary on this afterwards. It's pretty much the director. He's explaining that he got a bunch of friends together just to make this horror film, and they did it on $100,000 budget, so I respect that. He also didn't have a crew, and he had never done a horror film, so he said that he called like this NYU film school graduates and asked them if they wanted to do it, and they were all aboard. They all got divided there into different crews and put this film together, which I thought was interesting. So they were all pretty much like first time on a big set film, doing making this. And also later on, you got also they had a couple actresses that never acted before. It's a nun, an older lady. They just got her off the street. She was like 82 years old, and they pretty much just picked her at random and put her on there. She did an excellent job, man. I really liked her character in the film. I thought it was real. How could I say it? Real like heartfelt and heartwarming with this lady. She's like such a good person in this film. And then you got another actress, like a blonde actress. She gets kind of killed with electricity, fried. It's pretty cool. Got some good practical effects in it. And she had no acting history at all. They just threw her in there, and they said she was like in front of like 8 people. She had to act frightened and scream and all that, and they were like hesitant, like, oh my god, is this gonna be bad? But they said that she did fairly well, and all the acting around this is good. And then you have like friends around this and family members of the directors. He says that his actual dad is in here. He plays the final girl's boyfriend's dad in this film, and it's the actual director's dad, and he's really a writer, so said he had to change his whole scene. He rewrote it, didn't like what his son did, and his son just had to go by it, so that was pretty interesting. Also, you got cool special effects. Like I said, this was done, the director said this was done real tame, and it wasn't supposed to have gore in the film, so he pretty much turned it in he said like kind of a Hitchcock film, which wouldn't have had gore, you barely see any kills. But then it got released to Troma, and Lloyd Kaufman took over, and he added the gore. He added extra seconds into the kills. And man, I would have hated if they didn't have these kills, because they have some blood and gore in this. And Troma added that to it, that feel to it, and the craziness. So that's what made me pick up this film too and like it more, is there's some pretty good practical gore effects that were put in later on by Troma. Also, there's actually a poster I'll put up here too that they were saying that got released in theaters when this film was announced in theaters. Pretty much Kaufman from Troma put it up to advertise it, and I guess he was going up against the Stallone film. I wanted to know what Stallone film it was, but the director wouldn't spill it out. But I guess this was put up against the Stallone film, and he wanted to promote it just as strong, so I guess he put like a poster up, and you can see that bald guy in the poster right there, like looks like a serial killer. He put that up just to make it look like action type and kind of crazy, and he laughs because he said that guy's not even in the film. They just put it up to promote the film, so I thought that was hilarious. But yeah, overall, this film has got some bad mixed reviews. I should say bad, but I really enjoyed this film. I thought it was a lot of fun because I'm a sucker for 80s horror films, and this is right up my alley. And I do like Troma films, even though this might be the more mild one. It's not a good film, but it's still fun. So I'm going to give it the Undead approval. I really like this. This is 1986's Girls School Screamers from Vinegar Syndrome, and I had a blast watching this. So that's my opinion and thoughts, guys. Please hit a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this film. If you've seen it, keep it spoiler free. Hope everyone's doing well out there and having a great midweek. This is Undead Nightmare 24 back with a video. Everyone stay safe out there and keep it horror. Peace.
7 beautiful co-eds are on a special project for their college. They're spending the weekend at the mansion of a recently deceased college benefactor. They expect a weekend of fun-filled partying, until evil forces take control and turn them into Girls School Screamers! What was the secret that brought on this onslaught of fear and terror? One of them is possessed by a soul from the past. Prepare yourself to be frightened like you've never been frightened before. Prepare yourself to be horrified like you've never been horrified before. Prepare yourself to be shocked like you've never been shocked before. Prepare yourself for Girl